All right, so again, I'm rambling and meandering, and now we have to get to the music section. So starting in music, the first thing is Rammstein. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts. The first big thing in this section is, without a doubt, Rammstein. So we know that Rammstein, I'll see if I can pull them up while I'm talking about it. We know that Rammstein is working on new music. They have said so very explicitly. And there is not another band that I get more excited about. Like, I get equally excited about certain bands, but Rammstein is just one. And I think it's probably partially because they don't put out music that often. So the fact that they're giving us a new record already is pretty awesome. They gave us that. What is that? Oh, that's from October. Yeah, they gave us that Goodbye video, which we did the reaction for. And that was great, and I dug the song, and I dug the video a whole lot, and so I'm very excited about new music. So I'm going to try and not ramble this much. Next on the list is Job for a Cowboy. They are putting out their new record this year. I don't believe a release date has been made for it just yet. But are you getting double audio there, Chris? I feel like the music looks like it's doubling up. It seems to be coming out of 2 audio tracks. Is that happening? Let me know in chat. Anyway, Job for a Cowboy hasn't put out a record in like 12 years. The last record they did put out is not the greatest. Let's put it that way. So I'm very intrigued now that now that deathcore is a thing again. Is it going to be back into what we know from their first couple records? I'm pretty sure they put out the 3. Either way, Job for a Cowboy is working on new music. Music sounds fine. Okay, good. Job for a Cowboy is going to be putting out new music, and that's pretty awesome. Our next piece on the checklist is Slipknot. This one is, I honestly probably could have gone in the final section, the out and left field stuff, because this is not going to be a proper Slipknot record. So when they were doing, I believe it was Volume 3, the Subliminal Verses, I'm pretty sure that's when it was, when they were recording in the Houdini Mansion. Clown and Corey and I want to say Jim and Joey. I could be wrong with the grouping, but I know at the very least Sean was part of it, and I'm sure Corey is too. But the other players from the band, I'm not 100% on. They did a side project while they were in the studio for a Slipknot record, and they finished recording the side project. There was never any announcement as to whether or not the mixing and mastering had been done to it, but I mean, at this point, it's been a number of years, so I would imagine by now it's been done, and they called that little side project Look Outside Your Window. Now, it's been described by Sean in recent interviews as very different from Slipknot, and at the time, it was described by Corey as a lot more... I think he used the term easily digestible, so very different from Slipknot. So it sounds like it's going to be like Slipknot's take on radio rock, maybe? Something in the vein of maybe Stone Sour, which I find very strange. But yeah, that is supposedly going to come out after Slipknot's tenure at Roadrunner Records has come to an end, which is April. So sometime after April 1st is when we very likely will be seeing this weird side project from Slipknot. Next is Dethklok. Again, no release date set for this, but we do know that the guys from Dethklok, i.e. Brendan Small and company, not the cartoon characters, but Brendan Small and such, they are, and apparently Loudwire is not the greatest site to have done this on. Let's go to Metal Injection. Let's go to search Dethklok. Is it just, yeah. So we do know that Brendan Small is in the studio with some hired musicians, drummers and such. Looks like Dethklok is in the studio, see, as of December. And who was the drummer? Why did I just forget? Gene Hoglan, there we go. Gene Hoglan posted that he was recording with Brendan Small. What else could Brendan Small be doing in a studio with Gene Hoglan? Probably Dethklok. We do know that the Dethklok final movie is going to be coming out. We don't have a release date for that yet either, but I think that is potentially 2024, so it would make sense that they wanted to do the music now, kind of get some promotion for the movie in advance. So sometime this year we will be seeing some new Dethklok, some Metalocalypse action all up in your stuff, and insert things here. The next piece is the Big Six. Oh yeah, this is a supergroup. So again, like I said, this is going to take us to some news pieces. So this is a supergroup that includes members of Attila, Fit for an Autopsy, Left to Suffer, Infant Annihilator, Traitor, and Lorna Shore. Dickie Allen. Dickie is, where is Dickie? I don't see Dickie. Oh, it must be a different Dickie then. Oh, because it's, I'm thinking a different dude. Anyway, yeah, so they're calling themselves the Big Six. It's very likely going to be some more deathcore stuff. I'm honestly, at this point, anything that I get from Fit for an Autopsy or Lorna Shore, Traitors, I can take it or leave it, but Lorna Shore, Fit for an Autopsy, any combination of those guys is going to be great. I dig Attila as well, but not quite to the same level as those other two guys. Never heard of Left to Suffer, can definitely do without Infant Annihilator, but whatever. Yeah, so new supergroup going to be putting out new music in 2023. Then, super excited, Bleeding Through is currently in the studio. Bleeding Through, metalcore band from the aughts into the teens. And they put out an EP, if I'm remembering this correctly, last year. It might have been the year before. It might have been in 2021. But they have made it known that they are also recording new music, and said new music is set to come out. I think there's actually a release date for this as well. They're definitely on tour. No release date for this one either. But yeah, when they released that EP in, yeah, it was last year. Cool. It was early last year. They also said that they're in the studio working on some new music. So super excited for Bleeding Through. One of my favorite bands from that time frame. Another of my favorite bands is August Burns Red, from that era of the musics, of the heaviness. August Burns Red just finished some touring. They just finished their annual Christmas concert, which was a 2-day thing that included a whole bunch of heavy hitters from the metalcore community, and now they're blessing us with a new record. That new record is called Death Below. It comes out in March, on the 24th of March, and just really super excited, not gonna lie. Also announced a tour with Devil Wears Prada and Bleed From Within. That tour kicks off in February, so they'll be on tour when the record drops at the Fillmore in Denver. Where is... Yeah, Death Below, March 24th. Record features guest appearances. So that is what that Ancestry song comes from. That features Jesse Leach from Killswitch Engage on vocals. Great tune. I'm super excited about new music from August Burns Red. Moving right along. Next, we are talking Gojira. We're going to check in on chat first. All right, nothing crazy's going on now. So Gojira is also, they gave us a single last year as well. They didn't specifically say, at least as far as I can remember. Come on, there we go. As far as I can remember, they did not specifically say that they will be putting out any new music in 2023. But if they're in the studio, so to the point that they have released, oh Lord, we're gonna check that out. That they released a single, then it would make sense that they're gonna be putting out new music. Isn't rushing back in the studio. That comes from December. So Joe Duplantier this time, not Mario. No, so he's saying that they're not. What is this? For writing an album, I think it's important to have something to say. So if you're recharged, you might repeat yourself. Or if you're not recharged, you might repeat yourself or record songs in a weird state where you can't hear anything because your ears are shut. It could be dangerous to produce bad albums. That's a good way of looking at it. Though, again, they did record a new single, so it's not out of the realm of possibilities. And Mario, the drummer brother, is releasing stuff like this on his YouTube, which I'm not going to play because we're streaming, but if you haven't seen this, it's pretty badass. This obelisk thing here in the background is an actual drum that he uses in this crazy solo, and there's a whole story behind it that he posted to his Instagram, so if you're interested, go check it out. But that is the Gojira bit. And then to round out the music section, we have two tours that we're talking about. One of them is happening now, and I'm super excited as they announce more and more dates for this. But Pantera, the reunion, whatever you want to call it, tribute tour that's happening right now is very, very exciting. I have seen some stuff from Zakk Wylde as far as his performance of Dime's parts. That's a little shaky, but I have seen plenty more that is very, very delightful, I guess we can say. So I'm hoping that the delightful bit stays with us and we get a little bit more. And as far as drums go, I can't think of dude's name, and we're gonna just move on. But the drumming so far has been, as far as I've seen, again, checking live videos and people's cam stuff, it's a little difficult to tell. Harder on drums for sure. But it seems that everything is going as planned on that side. So the other tour is Rammstein. I know we opened this section with Rammstein. Now we're closing this section with Rammstein. Rammstein, I believe, is on tour. Is going into 20. Oh, no. They're finishing up the record, and then they said that they're going to be announcing tour dates. That's what it was. So that tour, I'm very excited. They don't usually hit a whole lot of dates in the States, so I'm super hopeful that they hit one that's close enough to me that I can drive and I don't have to take a whole day off of work for it, or a whole extra day off of work for it. But yeah, very excited. That is the music section. I'm going to roll on over to chat right now. Only one active. That is Mr. Christopher Ortiz. Do you have any albums or musical events that you're looking forward to for 2023, sir? Let's talk about that for a moment. Once again, this has been just a brief segment from the larger episode that has been posted over on the main channel, youtube.com/generallynerdy. Go over there for the long form content, or just subscribe here if you want it in bite-sized chunks. Thank you very much for joining me, nerds. We'll see you in the next one. Before we go, though, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.